In Great Britain, the royal family celebrating Christmas without the late Queen Elizabeth for the first time in 70 years. On Sunday morning, King Charles and his wife, Queen Consort Camilla, along with other members of the family, including Prince William, his wife Kate, and their children, attending church together for a Christmas service. King Charles also delivering his first televised Christmas Day message as monarch from St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. The king thanked the country's public service workers and paid tribute to his late mother.
Christmas is a particularly poignant time for all of us who have lost loved ones. In the much-loved carol, O Little Town of Bethlehem, we sing of how in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. My mother's belief in the power of that light was an essential part of her faith in God, but also her faith in people, and it is one which I share with my whole heart.
Joining us now is global business consultant and British commentator and expert Hilary Fordwich. Hilary, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Pleasure, Natasha.
So, Hilary, the first annual Christmas Day broadcast not delivered by the Queen since 1957. Was that somewhat surreal to see?
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, obviously, he had an absolutely tremendous amount of pressure on him. How can anybody ever walk in her shoes? However, I will say, across the Atlantic, across the globe, and across the Commonwealth, it was met with very positive reviews. Actually, a number of English publications even had 5 stars. So again, very tough to do, and yet he hit on many cylinders, including crossing, I believe, the generational and the geographic divide, because he appealed to so very many people. Who amongst us hasn't lost somebody we really love, let alone our beloved Queen? So I think he really tugged on the heartstrings of so many so well.
Certainly. Were you surprised by anything the king said, or maybe surprised by anything he didn't say?
No, actually, there wasn't very much that was surprising. There was, I would say, Natasha, a lot of speculation. I think many are delighted that he rose up and took the high road and focused on what's important. And he really did focus on those that serve. He didn't talk about people who don't serve and are only concerned about their own feelings and their own selves. He talked about those that serve other people, those in need, those that suffer. And I think that's the way we should all be looking at this world. Who are the good people that help other people and not just focus on themselves?
Well
and that's
said.
What he did.
Well
I think
said.
he pointed us all in the right direction.
Well, the last time we spoke, Hilary, was after the Queen's passing. And I remember you mentioned that before that moment, King Charles had not enjoyed an approval rating above 47%, if I'm remembering that right. So I do want to check in with you now. How has his first few months of the monarchy gone? Are people moving towards accepting him the way that they did his mother?
Natasha, I'm really impressed you remember that statistic. Absolutely correct. He has, though, yes, risen in popularity after he delivered, I would say, to use an American phrase, his inaugural speech. That was right after the Queen passed, when he did obviously become king. He hasn't yet had his coronation, but his speech then, after that, he was ranked by a YouGov poll at a 63% approval rating, the highest he's been ever in the polls. And I think that so far, most people have said, as long as he stays away from being too partisan, he has the makings of being a good king, because he truly does care. And by the way, this king's speech, like the Queen, was written himself, and all monarchs do write this themselves. The opening of Parliament, the MPs approve it, it's approved, but this wasn't. This was from his heart, so we can read. He's the man that cares and wants to shine the light on others.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.